Its energy surrounds us and binds us.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to episode 24 of the Carbonite Convos Podcast. Thank you all for joining us once again. And if this is your first time getting with us, you have just taken your first step into a larger world. I am joined by Alec, aka Wallcrawler Pops. Alec, how we doing?
Ladies and germs, how we doing tonight? Thank you guys for tuning in tonight. We're excited to get some convo going.
Yes, sir. And with his freshly new Lego Star Wars Marvel Twitter, we have Vinny Bricks, otherwise known as Colton. How we doing?
Happy to be back, Nick. Glad to see you, Alec. Haven't seen you in a while, man.
It has been several years.
It
Yes,
has.
sir. Yes, sir. So we're excited to get going tonight. Just to give you a little rundown of what we'll have here tonight, we're going to be going into pretty much a Star Wars news roundtable. We're going to start off with some of the Marvel aspect of Star Wars and Robert Downey Jr.'s rumored role in Star Wars. Kevin Feige's Star Wars film. There's a lot of rumors swirling around about that, but we're going to talk about what his new film might consist of coming up. And then a couple releases from this week, mainly Spider-Man, and we got 11 new Miles Morales pops that I know Alec is going to be kicking himself soon because he has to buy all of them.
I swear they purposely target individuals, and it's like, you know what? Screw these guys. Let's just take their money. It's a problem.
They know you'll buy it though. Like
dude, I'm gonna pre-order.
That's the thing is. That's where Funko has it right. Like they know when they put something out, X amount of people are 100% going to buy it.
And it's just dope.
They have it down to a science. All right, so we're going to talk a little Funko Pops. But the main thing that we'd like to talk about, and if you saw our reaction video that we did to the video, that kind of led up to this. We talked about it a little, but Lucasfilm is moving forward with Star Wars gamings, all being under their official company, Lucasfilm Gaming, or Lucasfilm Games. So we're just going to, talk about the future of Lucasfilm Games. But let's start with Marvel. Let's just start off with this Robert Downey Jr. talks. What are what are some thoughts?
Yo, Vinny Bricks, what you got, man?
Dude, I'm excited to see his charisma in the Star Wars universe. Seeing what he did with Iron Man and seeing what he could do. And who do we know anything about the movie that he would be in?
No, many people are speculating, thinking that he is going to be the live action Thrawn. Which
wow,
yeah, I have some thoughts about that.
We talked about it a little bit earlier.
Alec,
Nick and I actually we talked on the phone a little bit this morning just about it, and I think we both came to the decision. I don't think that'd be a very good fit.
Really? Why not?
Just because of his whole. Well, Nick, you were the one that came up with it, man. Go ahead.
I don't know. I mean, like, think of Thrawn. We've all seen Rebels here. He's when I say I don't want Robert Downey Jr. for this part, it's not because I think that he wouldn't do a great job, because it's RDJ. He killed Iron Man. He's killed many other roles, and I'm sure if he ended up in the role of Thrawn, he would do a great job. But the thing is Thrawn's already an established character. He already has his own personality. And I don't think anything we've seen from Robert Downey Jr. can compare to that, because
he's not
Thrawn.
Sinister. Like,
no, not at all. He's
not that he couldn't portray it like you said, but when people when actors do a role so well, it becomes associated with people. They can't see him as other things. You're just going to see Iron Man on the screen being literally evil for zero reason.
Exactly. Yeah. That's a big. What are some people? So Colton, what do you think about? I don't know about the whole situation.
I kind of would like to see him as like almost a Han Solo type character. Just like let his charisma take on the whole shape of the TV show or movie. We don't know what it's going to be. It could be another Mandalorian type thing where they release it every Friday.
How cool would it be just to compare it to like his physical life, like sort of a rags to riches type of character. Like obviously like RDJ's life is very difficult at different times. So like to have that represented as a character more, I think would be fair to him. And I think I definitely don't think that's out of the question.
Well,
you think Do you think his role in the Kevin Feige movie could be correlated together?
Well, that's what. All right, so that's what I was going to bring up.
It's going to
in
be
Marvel-
Iron Man in the Star Wars universe. No, I'm just kidding.
Jeez,
That'd be sweet.
I feel like we've talked about that before, Alec.
I know.
I don't
Well,
know.
It's the link. It's the link between the two
Yeah.
universes.
But like
Right.
going off of that, like, do you think he will be in Feige's movie? Because that's a little puzzle piece that I didn't get until before the show. I was just thinking about all this. I was like, okay, if he's going to be in a movie, a Star Wars film or project, I think it would be with Kevin Feige, possibly. I think that's the most realistic option, but you know, he could be in anything, obviously, but that's a big link.
I feel like he trusts Kevin Feige. He's been with him for countless movies now, so he knows what to expect.
And so does Kevin, on the other hand.
Exactly.
Here's a question. Do you think in any sort of capacity people might see RDJ's casting as kind of like fan service?
Absolutely.
I kind of feel like that might be coming.
I don't know.
But
I mean,
it is.
it's not uncommon. I mean, it's so common for Marvel characters to play someone in Marvel and Star Wars. But the point is, he doesn't have to play a character like the Obi-Wan, like the Han Solo. He could play a character like Fennec. I think her name's Ming-Na Wen, which she comes in. She was in Marvel. She was Agent May. She's Mulan. She's the only lady to be a Disney princess, a Marvel superhero, quote, and be in Star Wars.
It's a pretty good resume right there.
Exactly. Now we see her as Fennec Shand, and I know she's not on the level that that Robert Downey Jr. is, but he could be in a smaller role like that. I'm not saying he'd be a sidekick, but he could. I don't know. I think he could come back in a smaller role.
I
There's
have
many others that did it too.
I could also see. So, do you remember Paul Bettany's character in Solo, where he was kind of just like
boss, yeah.
he was kind of the bad guy that you just saw like 2 or 3 times throughout the movie. You knew who he was. He obviously was very powerful.
Going
So
off
maybe-
that,
You comparing that literally just put a very accurate picture of what RDJ would look like as Thrawn.
Yes.
That's a good point.
dude, I also read that Paul Bettany would like to play Dryden Voss again.
And I want to see a live action Darth Maul come back. They teased me with that. And then where's that going to go after Solo?
Who knows? Who
Uh,
knows? I don't know. They've used so much of Darth Maul. Like I don't know. They don't want to overuse him, but
They
everybody
kind of
would love
watered
to
him
see
down a little bit, but
I wouldn't say they watered him down, but like, I don't know. I would always love to see more Maul, but
Right.
with how many characters there are in the galaxy, they can't focus on just him.
Nick, we had that exact conversation the other day when we were talking about the Kenobi series. I was like, what if there's some chance they recreate their fight when
I hope so.
when Obi-Wan kills Maul, but
I just don't see it.
Like I don't see it either.
Yeah.
I think it'd be sweet, but
Yeah. We're getting a little off topic, but
yeah.
Robert Downey Jr. Think of all the Star Wars projects that are coming up. We have 10 TV shows, multiple films. Also, Taika Waititi is directing a film, so maybe that's another option.
Did they say it was guaranteed that he's gonna be like in the movie, or maybe just a voice?
That's
or...
exactly what I was going to say. It's exactly what I was going to say.
I don't know. All it says is role in an upcoming Star Wars project. So
It might be a voiceover role
like you thinking like a
for
droid
for like the animated series or for the anime.
Anime. Yeah, I think that could definitely be one of them. I think there's definitely a lot of options. We don't know anything about this, about what that show will consist of. So
Right.
I think any show is really an option for old Bob Downey.
Bob Downey.
Bobby Downey Jr.
Bobby Downs.
Well, all right. So yeah, I mean, in terms of voiceovers, though, I would like to see a droid. He could be something like Bendu, play the voice like that. You never know. I wonder if we're gonna get any live action characters like that in
like a Bendu.
Like Bendu, he's gigantic. He's very mysterious. He's more of the Force aspect. He's more knowledgeable of the Force. He's just very mysterious, if that makes sense.
Right.
Something I could see for RDJ is in the upcoming Boba Fett series, he could be like one of the underworld rulers of Tatooine, and Boba Fett could go up against him or something like that, something to that effect.
Right, like a literally at that point just a cameo. Like,
Yeah.
Think of him.
It's very realistic.
Think of him in like some Mandalorian armor,
Ooh.
mimicking the things he did in Iron Man.
Shooting a rocket out of his
Dude.
back. He said,
I would.
Like, think of him with whistling birds. He's like,
"Oh my goodness!"
What if he has the first Mandalorian armor with AI installed into it?
Oh my gosh.
That'd be sweet.
Jarvis.
Jarvis.
Good morning, sir.
But like literally just Jarvis, like same like Dryden Boss's voice. But it literally just like is Jarvis, but like change like a letter or two and then put like some weird like commas and stuff into it.
This could be dope.
Very Star Wars-esque.
Goodness. This will never happen, but it's funny to theorize about. All right. Any more upcoming shows before we get to Kevin Feige's film?
I got nothing.
Not me.
All right. So let's move on to Kevin Feige. We'll stick with Marvel. So it's been going around. There have been a lot of rumors going around, and the good thing is I haven't seen a lot of them. And like the first thing that I've read about it was today, and it was pretty much him debunking all the rumors. So I haven't even gone back to look at what the rumors were, but there were in-depth theories about what his film quote probably is, unquote.
Do you think this could be a start? Like his movie could be a start to a new trilogy, or you think it would just be a
I don't know.
solo film?
I don't see him doing another trilogy.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, 100% they're going to do another trilogy.
They definitely
I don't
are
know,
doing
man.
another
I don't
trilogy.
know. I don't know.
Dude,
I don't,
mark my words. Mark my words. And I've said this for a year now. Over a year since they advertised The Rise of Skywalker as the end of the Skywalker saga. I've told you since then that they are not completely moving on from the Skywalker saga. I guarantee you in 10 to 20 years, we're going to get episodes 10, 11, 12. It just...
But I've heard that they could also make a trilogy from like the High Republic or the Old Republic. Or
I've heard that too.
something like that.
And Ryan Johnson was supposed to have a trilogy set like with nothing to do with the Star Wars that we know now.
Really?
So, but we haven't heard about that in a long time. So I don't even know if that's still a thing. But they could do a lot of things across the Star Wars galaxy. But I definitely think they have to do another trilogy.
Definitely.
They're still going to be pumping out single films, but
I mean, some of the single films are my favorite films. Like Rogue
yeah.
One. Rogue
Oh,
One
yeah,
is
100%.
up there.
100%. Oh, dude, Rogue One is
banger.
a masterpiece. It's
It
incredible.
is. I love it.
Dude. Oh.
Do you think it would have had the same effect on you if they didn't all die at the end?
Probably, because what made me
Yeah.
emotional wasn't them dying. What made me emotional was it connecting right up to that moment. I think the only emotional deaths, I was really sad when K2 died. I was really upset when he died. And then when Chirrut Imwe and Baze died together, well, right after another, it really hurt when Chirrut died. And then, Baze goes right after him. So that one was another one. But what made that movie so emotional was how it connected to the very first Star Wars film. So if they would have lived, the fact that they just saved the galaxy and made Star Wars possible, I think that's what connected it for me.
And they gave us the best lightsaber scene, in my opinion, in the whole series. Darth Vader just going to town in that hallway.
Well, now second best.
I still think it's better.
Luke, well,
Ooh.
think of how...
Hot take.
Well, I mean, it is... Because that's the first time you see Vader that...
True.
Just
just ruthless.
Yes.
But this is also the first time you see Luke Skywalker...
in his prime.
And as
Prime.
he's a Jedi like his father before him.
Exactly.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, so what were we talking about right before that?
Feige.
Feige, yep. So what do we think about, what are some other thoughts about his film?
Bro, literally zero clue.
I don't no idea what to expect, man. Zero.
Well, what I saw with Kevin Feige is that a lot of rumors have been going around that, clearly he created the MCU, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, that is right up there with Star Wars, I would say. So with him coming in and getting announced for a film at this time when we have 10 Star Wars projects announced, people were really starting to think, is he helping jumpstart an MCU-esque Star Wars galaxy. I think they mean like with everything leading up to one climactic battle, shows, movies, everything. And he pretty much he debunked that. He was asked, "Are you involved with Lucasfilm in anything other than the film you're creating?" He said, "Not at all." So, and it's
That's
from
disappointing to hear.
exactly. And apparently, the person who interviewed him, he has interviewed him a lot, and Feige's never really lied to him, so he doesn't understand why he would now. That's not
Right.
to. I don't think that's to say he wouldn't help
Could
with
be
stuff in
lying.
the future, but
Little white lie.
Yeah,
think-
nothing
I-
major.
I think he has enough to deal with the MCU, don't you think?
Yeah.
Especially
a
with
little
Phase
bit.
4 coming on.
Phase 4. Well, that's already planned. It's just how to execute it now with all this crap going on. It's been pretty crazy. All right, but do we want to move on, or are oh wait, we completely forgot the writer of the Kevin Feige movie is Michael Waldron, and he is the man who wrote the new Loki series and also Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness.
Yes.
So do those two titles mean anything in terms of Star Wars to you guys?
As far as
I don't know. I think those aren't the typical Marvel projects. It's not
Right.
Iron Man or Captain Man. Iron Man or Captain Man. It's not Iron Man or Captain America. We have Doctor Strange, who is on the darker side.
Mhm.
Especially, I know Multiverse of Madness is going to be more on the dark side. And he has Loki, who's, a trickster. He's not well, yes, he's a hero now, but at the Loki we're going to see, he's not a hero. He's a villain. He's the god of mischief.
Dude, you know what I would love to see? So
What
like
would you love to
those
see?
two, like with like the aura, I guess if you want to call it that, around those films, like the I don't know, wickedness or trippiness, I guess you might want to call it, with like the things that surround it.
No, I get it.
How dope would it be to have more of an explanation of like the Force? So like diving more into like that scene in Doctor Strange where like they open his third eye and he goes into like other dimensions and stuff.
Yeah.
Like stuff kind of in that genre.
I feel like he would be a good writer of the Acolyte series.
Yeah.
That we're exploring Sith, the dark side in that series. And
like the genealogy of it,
and that's
how the Sith operate.
That's leading up to the Republic. So, who knows there's theories of who we can get. I think there's a lot of different people we could get, but I think he might be the perfect writer for something like that.
Yeah.
Do you think Keanu Reeves is going to play Darth Raven? So I've seen that.
I don't even think Darth Revan's getting announced. I haven't seen anything.
I love that. He's dope.
It is dope.
Oh yeah, he's dope. I haven't heard anything about him getting announced.
I just see like fan pictures and stuff like
fan
that.
casting. Yeah, I mean he'd look pretty cool as him for sure. Huh?
Isn't Revan kind of like I wouldn't want to say, is he a complete Sith or is he more of like an anti-hero who just like kind of
he's
on the brink?
Sith.
He is? Okay.
Yeah, definitely. Complete Sith.
Did you read any books about him?
No, and I was just about to say, just so the audience knows, we're not that in depth at all with Legends either. I've read a couple of the books, but none of the Darth Bane ones. Nothing about Darth Revan, stuff like that. So that stuff we're planning on getting into moving
Revan
forward,
flips, doesn't he?
Yeah, to be honest, I'm not sure. Like I know. I wasn't too involved with Legends. Like I know I know a decent amount of Legends material, but that's more about Luke Skywalker and current stories, not like Darth Revan, Darth Bane, stuff like that. But I don't know. Fan casts are usually pretty accurate, though. I mean, that's how Rosario Dawson got Ahsoka. People just went with it, and I'm sure she's very thankful for that because she's a good Ahsoka. Have you guys watched The Gallery yet? Season 2?
No, I'm going to.
I watched like half of it and I fell asleep, but it was very late.
It's incredible.
I loved the part that I watched.
It's incredible. There's this one scene of George Lucas talking with Rosario Dawson in her full Ahsoka getup, and it was just cool,
Full circle moment.
Yeah, exactly. And I saw a quote that she said when she was on set, Dave Filoni and George Lucas were looking at her like in pure like awe, because it was something that they imagined out of thin air and as a cartoon, and now here she is in front of them. So that's pretty cool.
That is cool.
That is pretty cool. All right,
Dude,
so
he literally
Sorry,
birthed
go ahead.
that thing. That's nuts.
I know, right? That's his
Brain
child.
child. Yeah, the brainchild.
Beautiful.
Yes, sir. All right, so do we want to go into Lucasfilm Games, or do we want to save that for last and talk about some pops, kind of split it up a little bit?
Yeah, either one, man. Let's do it.
What do you
Pop
think?
it up.
Let's pop it up.
dude.
Pop it
All right,
up.
so Alec is
So,
going to lead.
okay.
Alec, you lead this.
So first off, just got done with a little bit of a cross-country move. I know you guys have probably, if you're on YouTube, you've probably been seeing in the back, nothing behind me.
Well, that's also why you weren't on the last episode.
It's also why I wasn't on the last episode. I was driving. But got this finished today. New setup. If you are interested in seeing the whole thing, check out my latest picture on Insta. It's on there. But so with that being said, I have already planned what I have to do to move sections in order to get all 9 million Miles Morales game pops that are coming.
For everybody also who's not watching on YouTube, what's behind Alec is an entire case dedicated to Spider-Man and Spider-Man villains / the Venomized ones. And then he has a case to the left showcasing MCU pops and Star Wars pops, which both of them look incredible, just for everybody not listening. But yeah, unfortunately, Alec was supposed to film a time lapse of him setting that Spider-Man section up. That would have made a really cool video. I think he robbed the world of that one.
I got so excited. I was like, let's go. And I just started doing it.
Oh, man.
And I sent it. I was up super late doing it. I sent Nick a picture of it. And he texted me the next morning. He goes, please tell me you made the video. I was like, oh, no.
I don't even think I asked, because right when I saw that you sent me that picture, I knew you didn't. I'm going to try to find this really quick.
You said, did you record it?
I said, you have to watch the gallery.
So if I want to start a pop collection, where should I start?
Oh, my goodness.
Don't do it.
Yeah, don't do it. I mean, it depends. Do you like Marvel or Star Wars more?
Kind of equal.
What are you interested in, like, your collection being?
Well,
that's a good question.
That is a good question.
Because if you pre-plan, you can do it in a much smarter way.
Smarter, much more money
friendly.
Yeah, money friendly, money conscious mindset.
I think that's something me and Nick have learned over the years. It's like
pass on what you have learned,
dude. Like certain ones, like, oh, I want all the Thors, I want all the yada yada yada. Like you don't need that. Like
you gotta.
It's too much. Like
I'd say my advice is you have to hone in on what you really want to collect, and then have boundaries for what you want to collect outside of that.
Like I think our friend Chava is a big DC.
Big Batman. I'm looking at it right now. It's
huge
incredible.
Batman section. Like myself, big spy. Like if you pick a character that has a ton of them, you'll be very satisfied.
Let me ask you.
Potentially.
Yeah, Dev. I'm sorry for interrupting you, Alec. Sorry. Colton, what's your favorite superhero again?
I was gonna say Spider-Man.
See, that's a big if you want to collect Spider-Man's a big commitment. Like to have a Pops collection like that, like you have to love Spider-Man. Like I like Spider-Man a lot too, but like Alec, you'd have to love Spider-Man.
I might just stick to my Lego collection then.
There you go.
I just build that
You
up.
can be our Lego guy, man.
There you go. I wish I had the showcase behind me though, but I left that back.
Maybe
home.
you can maybe you can do a Lego up there and showcase it for us.
Maybe. I got a Boba Fett helmet at home.
The Lego.
The Lego.
That's really nice.
Sweet.
Yeah,
really
that's
nice.
sweet.
All right, so back to the main thing that was released. 9 Miles Morales. Wait, was it 9 or 8? 8 commons. 8 commons. We have a GameStop exclusive.
Two GameStop exclusives of the same. It's the same.
Serious?
Yeah, there's 2 GameStop exclusives. It's the same suit, but they're slightly different. Like one of them is glow in the dark and like raised up on his like the tentacles a little bit more, and the other one's just on his feet.
They know how to get your money, man. They make 2 that are similar and just slight differences.
You're not getting. Well, they're notorious for that. Alec, you're not getting both of those, are you?
No, I want the one on his tentacles.
Oh, so you don't want the glow in the dark one?
They both glow.
Oh, they both glow?
I'm pretty sure.
Wow.
They're dope. There's also
Yeah, it does. They both
Hot
glow.
Topic exclusive of
Yeah.
an upside down one.
Yeah, Hot Topic exclusive is. What are you laughing at?
I just punched my mic.
Goodness. All right, but is there anything else you guys have seen that has come out that I missed?
Pop related? No.
Any Legos or?
How do you stay on top of like new releases and stuff?
I haven't gotten that serious into collections. I mostly get
You see it.
Yeah, mostly. Like when I went to the Lego store in Disney World, I want to say, because I'm not strictly Star Wars.
Yeah.
Like I like getting monuments too. So I have a Capitol building. And I got not the Empire State, the Statue of Liberty when I went to Disney World last year.
Nice, that's really
So
cool.
I like to branch it out a little bit.
There
I
you
like
go.
that.
There you go. I know they came out with a couple new fig pins of Ahsoka and Mando. Yeah,
Saw those.
Ahsoka and Mando. They're they came out with it a couple weeks ago, but still they're really cool. Is there anything else that I'm forgetting?
No, I don't think so.
All right, then we don't want to take up too much more time on that. Let's get into Lucasfilm Gaming. Lucasfilm Games. I keep switching them up. Alec, what are you most excited for?
Well, first off, I know we said it earlier, but guys, please go check out our reaction to that video. Just because we kind of got into it just a little bit. I'm super curious what's going on with EA, like, because they had just like a few months back they said that they're giving a bunch of money into EA's continuing support of Star Wars.
Yeah,
games.
we did a whole podcast episode about EA is doubling down on Star Wars games.
Yeah.
You think
I imagine it's a control thing.
Well, let me ask you this. I really don't know a lot of like the producers, the companies who make video games, because I know it's multiple companies. Does this necessarily mean that EA can't make the games?
I don't know. I don't think it's that.
Because I don't really understand
because
too much what it
Lucasfilm
all
itself
is.
doesn't physically like
create the games.
Like it's the entity of it, right?
Yeah,
I don't know.
That's what I'm thinking.
Wrong, but
kind of how never mind.
I don't know. Maybe EA is still producing it, but the rights of it are
Yeah, it has to be.
But that doesn't make any sense. Why at that point you're just like saying that like you're
maybe it's a money
EA
thing.
over.
Maybe it's a money thing. Lucasfilm wasn't getting as much money as they wanted to from the previous games.
I can only imagine it has to be something like that.
A lot of the Spider-Man stuff all over again with Sony and
exactly
Marvel.
It's all about the money, baby. It's all about the money.
I'm pulling up this article really quick. Again, I read a little bit of it on our reaction video, but it says, with Lucasfilm and the galaxy far, far away entering a new and unprecedented phase of creativity, so will the world of Lucasfilm Games, developed in collaboration with the finest studios across the industry. So that gives it to you right there. The finest, in collaboration with the finest studios across the industry. There's still going to be, like, I think that means EA and the finest video game making companies are still going to be making them. Like, it's not just Lucasfilm. It's got to do something with it's all.
They want all the creative properties.
That's what I would think.
They want all the say, and then at that point, they're just physically paying the company to make the game.
So do you think the last game they put out was the Fallen Order, right? Or Squadrons?
Squadrons was.
Well, in the Fallen Order, they might not have the rights to the main character because maybe it was like EA property instead of Lucasfilm property. So maybe they want the rights to that.
That's actually a good point. Like,
I don't know.
I cannot. No, there's no way that Disney and Lucasfilm would let, especially in Star Wars, when they spent $4.2 billion making sure that what they say goes. They're not going to let somebody else make a Jedi that survived Order 66. There's no way.
Right.
But that had me thinking for a second.
You never know, man.
Yeah, I don't know what this could mean.
I still think it's all about the money. Something.
Oh, it always is. Just
something about
full control.
Getting them more money.
Well, that's what That's what everything is always about on every level. If you look at the bigger picture, it's always about money. So maybe they've done the research, and this is what's going to make them the most money because they have a new Twitter now, a new Facebook, which that's pretty cool. I feel like we'll get more news quicker.
Maybe it's just to differentiate, like, because EA makes a ton of things. So like
Yeah.
when you say, "Oh, have you played the new Star Wars game?" Oh yeah, EA made it. Like going to the Twitter or whatever, they associate that with EA rather than having the ability to associate that with Lucasfilm and those entities.
Because when I hear
Yeah.
EA, I hear that voice.
EA Sports. Right.
It's in the game.
Exactly.
Like how
it's just-
all three of that think EA Sports. Like at the same time. That was great. That was a total bro moment.
But yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. So like maybe it's just like to associate it with all the Star Wars games coming out. Oh, Lucasfilm, like Lucasfilm Gaming.
It could be. One thing I thought. See, this is what's interesting though, because think of the trailer we just saw. It showed Mandalorian and Fortnite. How does what does that have to do with? Because at that point I feel like yes, what a Star Wars one of the main Star Wars characters right now is in that game, but that has nothing to do with like canon stuff
or the Sims.
Yeah, like
yeah,
what is that
about?
What is that? I just don't understand how those fit in.
Right.
You know, what I enjoy is how much, Batu and Galaxy's Edge, how much that is actually it's a canon place in Star Wars, which is really cool. With how much I love Star Wars, it just pains me so much that I've still not been able to get there because of how it all worked out. It opened up a couple times a couple months after I was able to visit Florida. And then I didn't go back until the pandemic, and that.
Well, when I went, I wanted to go to Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah,
that was like my main thing.
Bricks went.
Well, I didn't get to go on Galaxy's Edge because
You just said you built a droid.
That's the ride. The ride's Galaxy's Edge.
Oh, so you didn't get to do the.
Well, that ride is like the main attraction in the new Star Wars place.
Yeah, but still, like it's also about I haven't been there, so you probably know more than I do.
It's the main like ride, like
right.
But
like an 8-hour line.
When it's like going to a line. Universal, like the Harry Potter thing, and not going in the castle.
You have to
go.
So that has the app, and you have to reserve a spot on the app. But if you don't do it immediately when the time slot hits, you don't get to go on the ride. Like it's a virtual line. So I missed my time slot by like 30 seconds, and I was there from like 10 o'clock in the morning to like 6 at night, and I didn't get to go on the ride. I was very
right now
sad.
Might be the best time to actually go to try to get on the ride.
Maybe, but I am in Tallahassee.
Yep, and I am in Pittsburgh, and Bobby there is in Arizona. Goodness, a Star Wars. Also, big news. We are participating in Star Wars Podcast Day 2021. That's very exciting. In celebration of the first ever Star Wars podcast that was launched February 7th, 1999. This initiative was brought up by StarWarsNowThis.com, but more importantly, the Star Wars podcast, Now This Is Podcasting. So play on the words, this is pod racing. I think that's a really cool name, but he started this initiative where pretty much any Star Wars podcast that wants to get together and talk about Star Wars on the 7th, you use this hashtag, a couple different hashtags. I think it's Star Wars Podcast Day and then SWPD 2021. Just when you're talking about it on social media. So we're going to record a special episode that day. We're not entirely sure what that'll consist of, but we're going to get that out there. So big shout out to them for starting that. And we could not be more excited to be participating with so many awesome accounts. And we got to figure out what we're doing.
It'll come to us.
Oh, it always does. It always does. We have some other shows like planned. We have several shows planned out. It's just, I feel like this one should be special. Star Wars Podcast Day.
No doubt.
Have you guys explained why you became in love with Star Wars? You guys could talk about that.
I mean, we did that on the we did that on the pilot episode. You know what? That actually gives me kind of a good idea. We'll get into it. We'll get into it. All right, but is there anything we need to talk about before we let the people go?
Nah, man. It seems like we like keep getting into this like mode of like, oh, we got some more Star Wars news. We're not going to hear it for a while, and then a couple weeks go by. Oh, something else gets thrown in there. It's like they keep just keeping you barely nibbling at that hook, man. just constantly keep you there, So, I mean, I love it, but
We eat it up. We eat it up. Every bit of it.
Goodness, I'm trying to think if there's just any last thoughts, but I don't know. I think we'll let the people go early tonight. I think this was a great chat, great convo, fellas. So appreciate you guys being on here as always. And people at home, we always appreciate your support, both on YouTube, where you can see all of these lovely faces talking about Star Wars and arguing and whatnot, or if you just have to bear through and listen to us on Apple or Spotify. Either way, we appreciate your support. Don't forget to follow us on all social media and podcast platforms at Carbonite Convos. Like, comment, subscribe to us if you enjoyed this video. If we earned the like, please give us that thumbs up. It really helps us grow as a channel, and we just want to keep pumping Star Wars content out as much as we can. So before we go, Alec, where can the people find you?
As usual, at Wall Collar Pops, again, trying to stay updated with these bad boys. So,
Yes,
give me some love, por favor.
Yes, sir. Colton,
You can follow my new Twitter account at Vinny Bricks, and I'll be
_Bricks.
Vinny _Bricks, and I will be posting Star Wars stuff, Marvel stuff. I'll possibly show my Lego collection once I get back home, and just keep the tabs on me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And as always, you can find me at Funko Stud on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter, where you can get some behind-the-scenes look at all the Funko Pops and all the memorabilia you see behind you. I love interacting with the pop community. But don't forget to check out our reaction that we came out with earlier today. And don't forget to just be on the lookout for our Funko content coming later this week. But until then, guys, as always, may the Force be with you.
Remember, the Force will be with you. Always.